I am coming to you today with a topic that I see a lot on different bariatric like blogs and Instagrams and stuff like that. And hold on, let me see if I can fix this so that it's there. That's better. Well, let me start off by introducing myself. I'm Kat. I had my gastric bypass surgery on October 18th, 2017. I started off my journey at 242. Last week I weighed myself, which I haven't weighed this week, so I don't know what I currently weigh. But last week I was at 189. Woohoo! That's a pretty good number for me to be at. I'm happy, but I know I still have a little ways to go. So, you know, it's not the end, but it's a happy woohoo. So I've lost in total, like, I guess it's over 50 pounds now. I don't know. I don't want to math. But, let's see. Any other stats that you might be interested in? I'm in a size 16 jean, which I have not seen in over 5 years. I know it's at least 5 years. It's probably more. But, I am 40 years old. I have 2 kids. I have 3 cats. There's one right there. You never should have a favorite kid. But I think it's okay to say you have a favorite cat. And she's the one that I've had the longest. So, that's my favorite cat. Why are you unfocused? Come back. There we go. It's like my life is unfocused. So, yeah, that's Tish. And I have another black cat named Luna. And I have another cat named Izzy who she drives me crazy. But I love her. Anyways, that's more than you probably wanted to know about me right now. So, on to the topic at hand. I see this a lot. I went through it myself, so I get it. You get about 3 weeks post-op and you stop losing weight. What happened? You have hit the 3-week stall. Yay! It happens to pretty much everyone. Now, the 3-week stall is kind of a loose term. You may hit your first stall at around 2 weeks. It may be at week 4 or 5. Everybody's body is different, but for today's purposes, I'm going to call it the 3-week stall because that seems to be about the time when everybody hits their first stall, is around that 3 weeks. So, you've just gone through a traumatic bodily experience where your intestines have been just changed, for lack of a better, did I have a lipstick? No. For lack of a better term, your insides have been kind of chopped up, rearranged, depending on which surgery you had. Your body has been through a lot. You have been through a lot. You probably did the fasting before your surgery, which was probably the liquid diet, and then like 24 hours of fasting or 12 hours of fasting. That's a lot for a body to deal with. You know, that liquid diet is no joke. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you're, you know, either in that liquid diet phase or if you're post-op. That's not fun. So, and then you have the surgery. That's not fun, but the drugs are good. And that kind of gets you through things, and then you no longer have the drugs. And so you have to deal with pain, and you have to deal with constipation, and you have to deal with trying to get fluids into your body. Your body's just going through a lot, and your mind is going through a lot right now too. So you hit that 3-week, or, you know, whatever week you hit it, but you hit that first plateau, and you're like, I should have never got this surgery. It doesn't work. I don't know what's going on. I was watching somebody else's YouTube and they lost 10 pounds last week and I didn't lose any. And I even gained back a pound. Yeah. Okay, that person that lost 10 pounds, they may be 3 months out and, you know, they're steady, going to the gym, doing this, doing that. They're at a different point than you are. And a 10 pound loss in 1 week, that's not average. Unless you start out at a very high weight, then yeah, that is kind of average. Don't compare yourself to other people's journeys. Please, if you listen to anything I ever say, and I know I say this on almost every video, please don't compare your journey to other people's. You can kind of use theirs as a guideline to see where they're at on things, but I saw, and I wish that I could remember exactly how the phrase went, but it was something along the lines of comparison robs you of joy. And it's true in pretty much every aspect of your life. If you're comparing your job and your car and your body and your relationship to other people's, you're robbing yourself of joy, because that's their life. You're leading your life. So it's the same thing with the surgery. You're dealing with your body doing its thing, and it's your body. Now, if you're snarfing down Oreos after 2 weeks out, which God bless you if you're able to, but if you're doing that, then you know what you're doing wrong, and you know why you've hit a plateau or maybe gained a pound or two. Stop it. Don't do that to yourself. You didn't just go through a traumatic experience with your body to snarf down Oreos. Don't do it. Okay, I'm done. I'm not going to lecture you. You can have goodies and stuff like that, but that's going to come later, and that's a different video. We'll talk about that kind of stuff, because you're also probably thinking at this point in your journey, now that you have hit your plateau, I'm never going to eat real food again, and I'm always going to be stuck eating mush, and everything's sugar-free and fat-free, and this sucks, and I'm not even losing weight. I get it. Oh, trust me, do I get it, because I had that same dialogue in my head, like, what did I do? And it's not worth it. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You will get past this. And I just realized that my heat was on, so if there's background noise, I'm sorry about that. I just heard it cut off. That's what made me think of it. But let's see, where was I? Oh, so you have this stall, and it really messes with your head because of all the reasons that I've just talked about. Here's the thing. It happens to pretty much everyone. And it's not going to be the only stall that you get. But just for today's purposes, for this 3-week stall, we'll talk about a little bit why it happens. Now, I am not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just a chick on YouTube who has gone through the same surgery as you. So the only thing that I can do is tell you what I heard from my own nutritionist and my own surgeon and what I've researched. But don't take everything I say and be like, oh, okay. Talk to your surgeon. Talk to your general practitioner. Talk to your nutritionist. Definitely talk to your nutritionist. Because if you hit a stall, they are like your best friend. They will tell you exactly what you need to do to get past that stall. But for this stall, there's really nothing that you need to do to get past it. You just need to let your body adjust, because as we talked about, you just went through a traumatic bodily experience and your body's reacting now. It's like, oh my God. And so it's going to try to hold on to everything. It's going to try to hold on to calories. It's going to try to hold on to your fat cells. You know, it's just in panic mode. It's what happens when you go through a starvation period. Like, have you ever seen pictures of children online in different countries where, and this is a terrible comparison, but I'm trying to give you a visual to help you understand it. They are in these countries where the food isn't necessarily great. Like, you know, maybe they're surviving off beans, or maybe they're surviving off very little, but they're still chunky. That's because their body is in survival mode. So your body is doing the same thing. You're not immune to it just because you don't live in a third world country. Your body is still going to be like, holy cow, and try to hold on to everything. So that's a big reason why you have the stall. Another reason, and everyone goes through this, I think, is that you hit this wall of constipation. Once you start going from like your clear fluids onto your like really mushy foods, your body is like, oh, how do I process this? And so you go through a period of constipation. So water, 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 and walking. Those two things will help you with that constipation. Please trust me on this, because I had it pretty bad around that time, and I just drank as much water as my body could tolerate, which at the time was not even what I was supposed to be getting in, but I did as much as I could, and I walked a lot, and that seemed to really get things moving. So you'll see some weight loss once your bowels are moving the way that you want them to, the way that they're supposed to be. And do your Miralax and stuff like that too. I'm kind of hesitant to tell you to use like a, what are those called? A laxative, because you get rid of a lot of fluids with the laxative, and you're trying to get fluids in. So, I mean, my doctor said do whatever you have to do to use the bathroom, which I was not comfortable with the laxatives just for that reason, so I didn't do them. Don't take my advice as gold. Talk to your doctor, talk to your nurse practitioner, or whoever it is that you talk to. So you have your stalls for those reasons. It may be because you need to get up and moving a lot more. Like at 3 weeks, unless you're dealing with any type of like strictures or something like that that's making you super miserable, and your doctor's like, no, you know, just kind of take it easy. You know, like pain or things like that, that maybe you're not even surgery related. If you are physically able to, you should be up and walking. And I don't mean just a little bit. I mean, get one of those Fitbit type things. I don't have mine on today. I don't have a Fitbit, by the way. I have the knockoff, and mine works fine. But you got to be careful with the knockoffs, because some of those will count steps when you're not actually taking steps. Like if you're driving, it'll count that you're taking steps. So be careful with those if you don't want to get a Fitbit. Like if you're like me and you just don't have the money for that kind of thing, do what you got to do. But set a goal for your steps and hit that goal as much as you can. Don't push yourself too far, but get that goal in, because what's happening when you do that is you've got your cardio going on, which is, you know, I don't need to explain that to most of you. You understand that cardio is really, really good, especially at this point. And you're helping build muscle in your legs, and you're actually, because you're upright and you're not like laying on a couch or anything, you're helping, maybe not a lot, but a little bit, to kind of, you know, have your stomach muscles kind of where they have to be engaged. And so what you're doing when you're building muscle, that muscle in turn is going to burn fat. And the more muscle you get, and I'm not talking like be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, look at this. You know, I don't have a ton of muscle, but I'm also 40, so you know, everything's kind of loose and gross. But seriously, if you build up that lean muscle, you are going to start burning calories faster. And you're not going to be bodybuilding at 3 weeks out, or maybe you will. I definitely wasn't. But you're going to be setting the tone for your body. Like, okay, this is what we're doing now. And your body's going to be like, oh, this sucks, but okay. And you're going to get over that plateau. It's going to happen. That's really the only advice that I have. I would suggest, you know, send an email to your nutritionist, or, you know, give a call and say, you know, I hit the stall. Do you have any tips for me? Because I don't know about y'all's nutritionist, but mine was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like she had 500 things that she wanted me to start doing. And I was like, slow your roll, lady, one at a time. But reach out to the communities around you too. I have found YouTube and Instagram have been the best communities for me. I kind of stay off of Facebook because I just don't love Facebook, but you may find that to be a good community for you as well. Trying to think of where else. There are message boards out there, and how do I put this? A lot of them are good, but there are people on there that are very judgmental if you're not following every single thing that they tell you to do. So take those with a grain of salt if that is something that you decide to do. You know, if you're easily overwhelmed by people pushing things down your throat, and they're not all like that. A lot of them are. So if you're overwhelmed by that, like you don't find something like that supportive, then, you know, your mileage may vary. That's all I can say. But other than that, 3-week stall. That's sucks. Because you really want to see that weight loss. Trust me. I get it. But you will. That's the thing about stalls. You can get past them. And this one's a pretty easy one because it's your body doing the stall, not, you know, really choices that you're making, although there are things that you can do to help get over the stall. It's just your body going into starvation mode and being like, I gotta hold on to everything. And it'll get past that, especially as you move on to more solid foods. I think, you know, your stomach is kind of like, oh, okay, so you are going to feed me. I guess we can let some of this go, maybe. I don't know. Depends on your stomach. Mine's kind of stubborn. But with that all said, I hope everyone has a great Monday or Tuesday whenever this gets uploaded. And if you would like to, leave some tips and tricks, not tips and tips. Tips and tricks. I'm not going to try to say that again. Leave some information down below, those of you that are post-op, for those that are pre-op, to help them when they hit this. And, you know, that's what we need. We need a community to help each other out, or at least I do. I love y'all. So leave your comments down below. Please, please, please like and subscribe. That really helps me out. Because the more likes I see on a topic, the more I can try to delve into that topic more. If I see that a topic's not really of interest, then I'm probably not going to delve into that more. And it also helps when people are doing searches and, you know, maybe someone's post-op and they're doing a search on this particular topic. And if you feel like this video may be helpful, although it's a very long video today, you know, that'll help them be able to find. And of course, you know, if you want to subscribe, you know, we can be like besties. We can even buy like best friends rings and necklaces and all that stuff. All right. Bye, y'all. Where's the button?